Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today? Well, of course, we'll be doing a Happy in Paradise customization, whatever the case may be, whatever the customization may be, whatever villager may be, and call me maybe. I don't know, but there's no like cyclical way to round that off. It just sort of, happened as a spur of the moment. But yes, we'll be doing Happy in Paradise customization. What we can talk about in these like 5 minutes. Yesterday, went to go watch a movie with some friends. Went to watch Bullet Train, which was literally a movie I had never heard about before, and watched it. It was really good. I might talk about it a bit more on Monday, to be honest, but we'll see. Hey everyone, right now in Fawnhallow, it's 4:20 PM on Saturday, August 27th, 2022. The bug off is today. We are going to probably ignore it because who cares about the bug off? Okay, but that's a bit like dismissive. Of course you care about bug off if you haven't participated in about like how many have I been in now? I guess it would be like the 12th one or something, which is a little bit excessive. I can't say it's the most exciting thing in the world after you've gotten everything that you could possibly get from these sort of things. But my villagers are having fun. My villagers are having fun. Maybe they don't have all the points accrued, especially with the amount of times that they've swung and missed at the bugs that have been sitting just like casually in front of them. It is a real shame, and I wish they do actually show the villagers, properly catching the bugs, actually giving, maybe not necessarily talking to Flick, I guess, because they don't want the villagers to be annoying in that sort of sense and be like, oh, I can't talk to Flick because Flick's talking to, like, I don't know, Fauna right now or something, and everyone's just like, grumble, because for some reason a lot of people go into Animal Crossing with a sense of efficiency, which I understand. At the same time, it's also, it's weird because it's very much not designed with efficiency in mind, Animal Crossing, and you can see by all these numerous menu screens that you have to go through to do things. I suppose if you want a more generous analysis of it, you'd be like, maybe these are sort of like gameplay decisions to help deter these sort of mechanics of like efficiency and min-maxing, I suppose, in Animal Crossing, which is not really about. But also, some people like to engage with games that way, and some people just rather set goal and achieve goal in that sort of sense. And that's totally right. That's totally a fair way to play the game at the same time. So there's not really something where you go like that's good, that's bad. It just is what it is. People engage with things in different ways, and sometimes the systems don't allow for it. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I was just like, I don't even know what I said, so let's not think about it too much and don't hold it up to any sort of scrutiny, because I have no idea if what I said was even coherent. We are just going to do a customization, and I saw who we had waiting outside. We had Jumbet. We had, I forgot that guy's name. It's not Egbert, I don't think. Is it Benedict? It might be Benedict. No, I don't really remember. Either way, I don't actually know what their customizations are because I don't think we've seen either of them before on, well, we probably have, but I just probably forgot. Makeup classes? Okay, no, we have seen yours before. Schools, infirmary, you've been here a few times. Roundness, you've been here quite a few times recently. Spacewalks and outer space. Oh, you know what? I'm using my Joy-Con. Hold on. Let me change my Joy-Cons. Okay, Joy-Con switched. Considerably less Joy-Con drift. Hello, Flo. You've got Fawnhollow bias, whether we'll actually go with your one or not, I'm not sure. Currently, which one do I think tickles my fancy the most? The party one from Twiggy sounds interesting. I can't remember literally any of the other ones. The Spacewalk, I guess, could be cool. Cute. I don't know why I said it like that. Cute. I don't really know. I'm not that swayed by any of them really right now. Rodeo. Well, we've done Rodeo's customization before, haven't we? Sit down, Rodeo, so you're out of the way. Yeah, we've done your customization. I literally don't remember it, but I'm sure it was great. Fairy Tale, that seems like an interesting one. Develop video games. Got lots and lots of street noise. Okay, we might go with Melba as a Fairy Tale one. That sounds interesting. We could do like an enchanted forest. We could have like a fairy tale castle, we want things to feel quite magical, in a sense. I think that'd be a fun one. I don't think we've done something quite like that before. Yeah, so we want it really sort of like channeling that sort of fae energy, that fairy energy, that mystical, wonderful, whimsical place of wonders. Or not. I mean, we might actually talk to her and she might just be like, oh, I want like, my, like a prince and princess sort of like royal castle sort of thing, in which case we'd be like, oh well. That's just a misinterpretation of the rule set here, but yeah, why don't we talk to you, Melba? Let us do your customization. This might be a much more involved one, we'll see. Or it might be just one, I might just completely send it, but we can put you in the dreamlike area in the top left, where we put Diana or Olivia. I don't remember who's actually up there. Someone's up there with like that dreamlike fantasy thing. But let's see. Fairy tale world. Okay, you very much want a sort of like mushroom forest, a whimsical forest, which we can do for you. And I will choose the fairy-esque island. Oh, this actually could be quite a good one. I meant the one. I don't even know what I put, Olivia. Over here. This one could be quite nice. It's sort of like a wooded forest. This one's a bit too empty, I think. I don't think we want mountains. This could be nice as well. But it doesn't feel very does it feel foresty? It does feel a bit mystical. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. I mean, you just sort of like look at that layout and you see all the brushes and the waterfalls and the vines crawling everywhere, and you look at it and you go like, that seems kind of mystical. This hair's done. I've got too much hair. Like, I've got my hair up in a ponytail right now because, you know, I was a bit lazy when I was doing up my hair today, but, you know, I'm starting to feel a tension in my hair as it's pulling. You know what? Let's change this from a high ponytail to a low ponytail, because otherwise my hair is going to be quite painful. So we'll take us all out. Get out of here, you know, hair ties. We are going more simple with a low side ponytail, which is normally what I do actually when I'm on home. I'm going to be honest, I don't know why I did a high ponytail today. There's really no need for it. But there we go. Apologies. Again, doing my hair in the middle of an Animal Crossing episode. Not very professional, but yeah, again, you're not here for professionality. Otherwise you'd have slick edits, slick cuts and all that sort of thing. Instead, you just got me talking to a microphone for about an hour or so. Well, an hour's a bit generous, and maybe not an entire hour, but yeah, okay, so interesting when mushrooms were recommended to be put inside rather than outside. I thought that inside you'd want like a fairy tale castle, and the outside you'd want let's have this one. The outside you want the mushroom forest, but let's see what we have as options. Oh, interesting. This entire inside. Oh, okay. You have like no castle things. This is very much entire thing is like Alice in Wonderland. I don't know why I said that so weirdly. Alice in Wonderland. Okay. In which case, let us do the inside as the mushroom area. Like it's the mushroom glen in the middle of a forest clearing, I think. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna go with. So I don't want any of these floors or warnings. I want it to feel like you're in like the deeply like wooded area of a forest, and you're like, oh, what's happened here? What small things have I run into? I don't know if we necessarily want autumn wall. Hydrangeas could be like a misty garden could be quite nice. I'm not sure if it's going to fit quite colorized, but let's stick with that for now. And then for flooring, I want. I don't know. I didn't want to go like this with like a blue color scheme. I kind of wanted more of an orangey greeny sort of thing. Like falling leaves could be quite nice. But fallen leaves will make it very similar to Deidre's customization, wouldn't it? It would just be that mushroom forest again. We need to find a way to make this different. So oftentimes to make things mystical, you kind of go with a green and yellow, don't you? Like this is meant to be a forest clearing. Let's make it wild. Let's lean into the Fae fantasy, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons sort of Fae, rather than something else in particular. I hope the mushrooms are customizable, which they are, so we don't have to force them to be red. We can instead make like yellows. Strange mushrooms, greens. I'm not sure if it's going to pop enough from a flooring, so I think we're going to rely on the yellows and maybe some reds. We'll see how it goes. Let's just first things first. We're going to use this as scenery. We're not going to use these as actual customizations. I think we could do red. Red is a nice pop, I would say, from everything around. Ideally, I'd want them to be purple, but I guess that's not going to happen. The alternative is we can just change the wallpaper and not use this wallpaper. Oh, I think this combination looks better. Even though it doesn't make sense having wildflowers in the autumn season like this, don't think about it. Don't think about it. I do like the mysticalness that the Misty Garden gives, but it just doesn't quite fit, I don't think. I'm just looking at these sort of things and just trying to figure out where to go with this. A round topiary could be interesting. And changing the colour to make things a bit more vibrant than you might have originally thought makes it feel a bit more mystical, doesn't it? It's sort of like, this is too bright. Must be a fantasy world sort of thing. I think this makes sense. I think having like rabbits about the place also makes sense. Let's try and turn this into a different colour, like yellow, just so we got some sort of differentiation from the mushrooms. I'm just trying to think, because we need like a central sort of idea. Everything to surround, like if we could do a flower clock, that'd be the best, but that's not an option. We need to we need something for everything to centre around, basically. Which maybe the crescent moon would be nice. An orange crescent moon? A yellow crescent moon? In the centre, this would be like, Melba's meant to be like a woodland sprite, and this is sort of like where she is, where she lands in the Fae. Her Fae throne. So let's get some of these up in here. I'm not sure brown is going to be all that appealing. Not really. And I think maybe the light green. Just to give it a bit of a differentiation from the topiaries, which are quite a dark green. They kind of look like mini trees, so maybe that's what we're going to go with. The whole idea is you come into this forest clearing in the middle, and then here is Melba, right in the centre of it. I wish there was another flower we had. Maybe not rose, but like a cosmos or something. Blooming, which we can put her in the centre of. So she looks like she's sort of in the centre of a giant flower. Thumbelina style or something. So why don't we do this? We'll do it like this. You know, this will be her throne. Is that even centred? And then we'll turn down the lights. And we'll just scatter sort of like mushrooms and flowers everywhere. We could put these big toadstools in the corners so they don't, you know, take up too much room. I don't know if these look any different when rotated, but we might as well rotate them to give them a little bit of a difference. And I kind of want to... Okay, let's push you back a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think that's good enough. I kind of want to surround you with a load of flowers, Melba. Like a load of these things. Just do we have more of these? Hold on. What are these called? Tulip surprise boxes. I wonder if we got more of them. But like different flowers and that sort of thing. Choo. Kiss me, tulips. No, titanium. How big is this? We want you to be like the fairy of flowers, the goddess of flowers or something. Of nature, maybe? That you find in this clearing. So any massive flowers are pretty good. A giant vine? Should we go over light green? I feel like the brighter colours pop a bit more, don't they? What if we put this one in the centre? No, this one feels like more like a jungle flower. Maybe we should just do this. This feels more fairy tale, right? You know, you've got like Jack and the Beanstalk or something. I wonder if we want a different wallpaper. I hate to change it again, but... Oh, but now the other things don't feel so cohesive in there. One of these is going to be the perfect one. Maybe woodland's what we want, but maybe that, I don't know, that's a bit on the nose, it feels. This one doesn't give things enough pop, unfortunately. Everything sort of blends. Ooh, forest wall. Okay, I think this is probably what we want, right? This actually feels like more like you're lost in a forest. Like lost in the woods. Ever after. Ever after. I don't know how that song goes in the slightest, I'm going to be honest, but a mushroom parasol. Of a yellow mushroom. Behind you. It gives you shelter from the winds. Why don't we give you white flowers instead of yellow ones? And then pop this here, pop this here. Like a spreading enclave of... Enclave is not really the right word, but... of flowers and mushrooms. It's a bit boring with everything being so symmetrical, so I feel like I should change up some of our colorations. Because it's meant to feel sort of like wild and whimsical, right? And wild and whimsical does not scream to me exactly symmetric colours. Exactly symmetrical colour schemes or anything like that. I would say that it feels distinctly unwhimsical. So let's do a little bit of colour shifting here and there. We'll keep the white ones here as, I think, a bit of anchorage. Because some things should be different colours, some things definitely shouldn't be. Like, why don't we have... I don't want it to look like a realistic mushroom. We have some, like, different colorations over here. We can make these a pale green. No. I think we do have to sort of think about colour cohesiveness. Lest things be a little bit different. Like, we want everything to be in the reds and yellows and greens of plant life, except for Melba, who is now in the pinks and bright whites, to sort of suggest her otherworldly nature, I think. I think we need... Well, what we need is some more glowing mush lamps around the side. Make them glow red, make them glow yellow. It's a bit different because normally when you go with mystical colorations, you kind of want things to be sort of like more blue and purple because that's sort of like a ooh, that's weird. But what if we gave you a very soft pink glow? A green's interesting as well. A blue glow makes it sort of like a Midsummer Night Garden. But there's something more distinctly sort of mystical about this pinky purple, I think. I guess it's because it's such an unnatural colour, right? It puts everything in a very different light. Annoyingly, that mushroom on the right there, why are you glowing like this in such a weird way? You actually illuminate the floor beneath you to glow in a different colour, which is very annoying. Why are you like this? Or is it just because of the way you're rotated? Oh no, it's just a red one doesn't glow entirely. Okay. Well, no one's going to look at the floor anyway, so we'll just do that. I think we should put, like, scatter things like leaves on the ground or something. Oh, standees is an interesting idea, actually. Maybe not grass, maybe like hedge standees? Hydrangeas? Yeah, hydrangeas, why not? Put a couple down. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get some more flowerings in there. Things that you don't notice immediately, just sort of in the background. Let's have a load of rabbits about, because that certainly feels a lot more mystical. Like rabbits are mystical messengers or something of a fey dimension. But we'll give you unnatural colours like blue. Oh no, we should give you pink. We should have made you pink. I forgot. Pink is what we're using to represent like mysticalness. Stuff like this. I guess we'll have like a starry garland behind you in pink. What, but we made us orange, didn't we? What does it look like in pink? I think I like it better in orange, weirdly. So maybe things that glow in orange. Is that even? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's pretty even. So you have to have a plaza arch, which is a bit annoying, but because we've gone for a very different sort of mystical feel. Those are definitely too high up. Maybe like this is a bit better. I feel so disconnected like Gravo, but oh well. I think what we should do for asymmetry is we should put stuff on the ground, which is asymmetrical. So I want to put. And you might be like, what does that even mean? I mean things that you can walk over which won't be affected. So we could put like piles of red leaves and yellow leaves about, but they don't have to be in symmetrical places. They can sort of just be put down willy-nilly. A pile of cherry blossoms by your side to be like, these are the mystical blessings you confer onto others. Another pile of red leaves here in the corner. And then let's put individual items down, which you can walk through and walk over. A star rug's an interesting idea. I don't know why I didn't try star rug. Star fragments might be quite a mystical thing to put down. A feathers is an interesting idea. They look a bit unnatural, I think. Heart crystals. Ah! Did not mean to get rid of you. Oh no, this should be like... That should be rotated that way. That should be rotated that way. Now it looks like the tulips are sort of like looking in. Yeah, like pink and orange star... That's orange? Oh, I guess. Like pink and orange star fragments sort of like leading the way. As like footprints in the sand or something. To Melba, you know? It's like, think of it like fairy dust. That's probably an apt comparison. This is a fairy dust that she's sort of leaving behind. As a mystical sprite. So we obviously need to give you like the fairy tale assume outfit, wherever it is. Doesn't really make you look like a fairy though. I feel like a dreamy dress might. Like, we kind of want you to look like a sprite. It's really annoying you can't put back here on, but I suppose we should give you like a sort of tiara, like a crown maybe. I think a tiara makes more sense, doesn't it? An angel could be interesting. Or put like a glowing flower wreath, that could be interesting as well. Light up flower crown. Because the flower crown makes more sense, right? We've only got a rose crown. I think a light up one is better. While it obviously looks artificial, we're using glowing as sort of like a eminence of magic rather than sort of like a neon fantasy. I'm not super sold on these dresses. But it feels a little bit silly to not use a fairy tale dress. Festival obviously makes no sense. We might as well have a little bit of a look to see what other sort of very fancy, ornate dresses they might be, which might fit that sort of fairy tale thematic we're trying to nail. Oh, magical dress. No, it doesn't look as good as I thought it would. It's a thing because the dresses don't quite translate properly to the Animal Crossing, to certain Animal Crossing villages. They, like, rather than puffing out like keeping the shape of a dress, it unfortunately all becomes a straight dress, which is not exactly what we have in mind. Okay, I think a dreamy dress is probably the best we're going to get. Looking at some of these. Tis a shame. I mean, sprite costume. I mean, that's more like an underling sort of costume is a problem. It doesn't feel like it fits someone who's meant to be like the goddess of flowers, of nature, of fairy tales, of dreams. I don't really know what you are, Melba. I'm going to be honest, I haven't really thought about the lore too much. But we'll just give you this. I don't know if we can give you anything which makes your eyes look super sparkly, but doesn't seem like... I mean, we can literally do that, but that looks terrifying rather than cute, so we're not going to do that. Very simple, but I think we're okay so far. Now let's polish things to really bring things to life. Now we want things to feel magical, so living creatures, like these rabbits, you get hearts. I don't know if we can even polish you. I don't even know if I can even get to you. Never mind, I got to you. Obviously, you are going to be just absolutely radiating. I don't know if fuzzy bubs or sparkles is going to be better. I think that feels a bit more magical, doesn't it? So I'll polish with a little bit of these to make everything feel very mystical, very whimsical. Like how sparkly her throne is. And then, oh, you know what? We didn't put anything hanging from the ceiling. We should definitely put something hanging from the ceiling. I don't know if we can make it look like a giant flower sort of descending from the ceiling. No, I think dreamy decorations probably the only thing we got. We'll do this because it's a white, pink and orange sort of thematic we got going on. I don't really like the look of that. Maybe vines will look better. It doesn't look natural, is my problem. I mean, these don't also look natural, but they look far less artificial than just, you know, cut out plastic hearts and moons. It looks like a sort of crown of mysticism. What if we did this and then shifted them like that? It's sort of like they're surrounding her. I think that's interesting. Interesting enough to keep. Maybe if we sort of redistribute it like this. What if we actually make a full-on circle? A literal crown of lights above her. That feels mystical. That feels so whimsical. I'm sort of just like, what? Okay, and then we put a disco ball in the middle. Obviously nonsensical, don't do that. I think the vines are probably fair. I think we'll put in the entranceway to make that sort of dynamic shot feel a lot more like closed in. Probably go with light green. It sort of like adds to the atmosphere when you look at it from this perspective. And then we don't need to clutter the rest of it, to be honest. That was quite mystical. A mystical, like, fairy enclave in the middle of a forest. Didn't really use many mushrooms, I'm going to be honest. It's much more of like a flower fairy tale than a mushroom fairy tale we got going on right now. But that's okay, you know. Take things in a different direction, you know. Spice things up a little bit from maybe what's necessarily expected. Because otherwise it will get an ickle bit boring. So let's pretend this is like a fairy tale castle, I suppose. Okay, we're using pink, orange and white. Ironically, we did darling sort of colorations. To try and represent the mysticality of things. I think I just want a plain wooden door. And then on the front, we'll put what feels mystical, what feels magical, what makes you look at it and go, wow, wee, that feels maybe a fancy rose, I don't know. Pop that in the corner. Change it to, I would say, nighttime. Rain. I don't know if rain feels all that mystical. Probably put it in spring instead of summer. Spring feels a bit more like whimsically nature-aligned, doesn't it? Which of these has like the aurora? Ooh, a moon. Or shining light star. No, I think the moon immediately up behind everything in the sky. That feels more like, whoa, there's something weirdly mystical going on here. Okay, now we had to force a palace arch in because I didn't think about this customization enough. I forgot that this had to be used. But okay, we'll do this being like, welcome to... We'll put it here, like, welcome to your fairyland. What? It's a mystical ride full of wonders and treats. And don't think about things too much while you're here because it won't make sense. Oh, we can make it more like, fancy castle-esque, I think, while we're out here, right? Maybe this is like a fairy kingdom, and then the inside will be like after you walk around a while and you actually run into the queen of a kingdom. Queen Melba herself. Excuse me, can you pick up that as well? We can't center things, so we're gonna have to keep that in mind. But since we can't center things, we're not going to center things. We're instead going to do this, and then we'll put another small thing in front of it to hopefully make it also feel quite magical, but I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know what other plaza things we even have. No, let's not have a merry-go-round. We want it to feel like a magical kingdom. So let's have a picnic basket. Or like a teddy bear a rabbit picnic over here. We are going to do the very rare thing of putting down the picnic blanket path design I made. We can put that on this one. What does this one look like? Bit of a strange picnic blanket, but you know, a very simple one I made ages ago. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop. Pop this down, have a teddy bear picnic, because that's very sort of fairy tale-esque, isn't it? Apparently we've only got mama bears, but... we got a mama bear. Why don't we get a few baby bears? If possible. Don't know where they are, gonna be honest. Oh, is it called a baby bear? I don't even know if they're called baby bear. Okay, let's find mama bear. It'll be next to mama bear. Mama. What? Oh, baby bear must be a small item, not a big item. Wait, what section are we in? Teddy bear section. Guess that makes sense. Baby bear. We could put the dream bear in, but I feel like the dream bear feels a bit strangely more artificial, in a sense. It doesn't feel quite right. Let's choose a more exciting colour. You look too similar to the mama bear. Okay, you kind of... yeah, there we go. Like a teddy bear picnic. And this guy's over here, he's playing with what would be a very sort of like fairy tale-like thing to play with. Having a conversation with a rabbit. Seems pretty fair. It's an absolutely massive rabbit. Maybe these are the palace guards. In which case we should, again, make them pink, probably. I don't know, white looks a bit better here. So we've got the palace guards, being like that. We've got, you know, one of the royal rabbits being like, here, welcome to Fantasia, or something. Please enjoy your stay. Incense. To be like, ooh, this mystical... I don't know. It doesn't look very mystical, does it? Plaza stuff. Let's look for more plaza things. Plaza. I don't want any of those. You know, in the in the mobile game, there's actually quite a few furniture sets which I wish I would put over to New Horizons, and one of them is the fairy tale set, which I don't think it's called a fairy tale. I think it was like Flower Thumbelina set. I can't remember which village it was associated with. I wish we had those in the game because that'd make it a lot easier to do this customization. Let's give them not snacks here, but like snacks for their picnic that they could be nomming on. No one says nomming anymore, but apparently I do. It just needs something here for entranceway, but I don't know what. A balloon? Like, I feel like you need something. You need something else next to your little rabbit. Or maybe you don't. But what? I could put a star fragment down. Put one of these down, a humidifier. Blessing you with magical fairy dust as you enter in. Or something like that. Okay, what are we going to put in this space here? That's a good question. I haven't really thought about that. We could put like a royal garden, more topiaries. I guess we could put a fountain in. This is sort of like a signature of the fairy tale kingdom. It's the fountain of youth. Everything is just ever so slightly misaligned. There's a weird amount of space. A weird amount of space that everything takes up. Guess I'll do it like that. I don't know. Doesn't really look so good from this angle, but if you were down there at that angle, you'd be like, wow, this looks magical. This looks mystical. It's mega. So we could put this here. We could put smaller topiaries up front. You know, apparently it's quite customary to have a teddy bear picnic in the royal grounds. I don't know. Something like that. Let's have like maybe it's like a pathway running down the middle. Like a dirt path. Because you run into all sorts of people here and there. Something like this. Just pretend it like goes off to the rest of the kingdom. Let's pop just like a couple things down here and maybe some glowing moss I think would work quite nicely. What else would make sense? I don't know. I need something else quite whimsical to put in, but I can't really think what I feel like would be reasonable. Put just a big old papa bear. I need more things like the surprise box, but they don't really exist. Let's put a big old butterfly. I guess that's quite whimsical. Could have put some of them inside actually as well. Put some of these like butterflies about the place. You might be like, why didn't you put actual butterflies in? Because you can in this game. I don't think I have any butterflies on my person, which is a bit of a problem with that. Unless you can actually put them in without having them on your person. I don't think you can. Oh. No. There's like a way you can do it, but I don't remember how you do it. Isn't it? They have to be in your inventory, right? It's such a shame. I wish they'd be like, oh, we partnered up with a museum to give like you an infinite supply of like these creatures that you can put in, and I'd be like, yes. But alas, we had to do it like this. I think that's good enough. Let's not overclutter things. So this is like your first step into the fairy kingdom, and now you've gone into the castle, but it's not the castle, it's actually oh, what's it called? I don't think it's called the Feywild, but there's like a name for it in D&D or whatever, but I can't remember what on earth it's called. Where it's just like it's like the court of a summer balm or something, isn't it? It sounds almost right, but not quite right. Anyway, you entered that section. We're gonna put some butterflies around the place. Oh, you can't really see a lot of the butterflies, I'm gonna be honest, but that's not a butterfly. Oh no, balm of a summer court? Is that right? I don't know. Of like a sense of iridescence to it, having these butterflies about. I think this is rather, I do say, rather fairy tale-esque, Melba. What do you think about that? Yeah, okay. I think I'm done. Don't think we need to add any more to it. And this is honestly a much more of a fun one. I'm not sure if it's, you know, did it end up with the best execution of it necessarily? I don't know, but I found it quite a fun one to do. So, you know, that's kind of what matters when you play these games, isn't it? About having fun. That's kind of what they're there for in the end. Melba, Fairy Tale World. Let's see what other people have done. Because this one seems like something people would, like, pop off on. Fairy Tale King, like Fairy Tale Castle. Yeah, that feels about right. That feels like a more sensible way to go about things. Fairy Tale World. Oh, this is like a literal, like, house. Like in a fairy tale theme. That's quite nice. A lot of people using the plaza things, which makes sense. A lot of people chose the Spring Blossom area, which, you know, kind of makes sense in retrospect. What's this one? This one's kind of similar to what I got. Melba wanted a fairy tale world, didn't expect the invasion of the undead. Okay, I've got to see what this Reddit thread's about. What on earth? They basically created like a really nice fairy tale sort of area, and then in the back there's like a hidden partition where a load of skeletons and like undercity like hell exists. That's pretty funny. It's like a fairy tale bedroom. Oh, this is a nice, like, this is a much more quaint sort of fairy tale. This feels a lot more rustic. Using oranges and greens as your coloration. Oh, they put the palace arch in the background, but then hid a tree and the house in front of it to make it look like distant towers. That is a really clever idea. Yeah, that one feels a lot more rustic. A lot of these are very sort of like in, I don't know, like softcore. No, it's not softcore, that's not the phrase. Melba. They're very sort of like traditional fairy tale with a pink and fluffiness is what I mean. This one's, of course, I tried to lean into more of a fae direction, although I still made things kind of pink. Because, you know, pink is quite... Where are you going? Sit down. I mean, what... Oh. Melba. You asked me to take photos. Just chill. I don't know if I want you eating a donut, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, just... I didn't even get my camera out of that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Melba, you are absolutely crazy. Just sit still for like 2 seconds, okay? It doesn't even need to be that long. Anyway, we're going to put things on a Dutch tilt because that makes things feel very mystical. I think we need to, like, step back a little bit. Maybe do it like this. Zoom in a bit higher up. There we go. The balm of a summer court. Melba, you cannot sit still for literally like 10 seconds. Okay, that wasn't literally, but there we go. We got a thing. Yeah, this is such like a nice. This was one of the really nice ones because it's really open-ended. But there's not. You're not too shoehorned in. I think like fairy tale is such a like a broad topic that you can cover. and customizations. I feel like people can really go off lots of different directions. I'm finished. I mean, people do use a lot of a plaza-esque things. Oh, this is a nice one. This one is a sort of like more of a mushroom toy kingdom, it looks like. Oh, this one's very much more. Oh, this one's so cute. It's like a fairy tale cottage. Or like mushrooms that. Oh, I should have put gnomes in. Yeah, but oh my god, why isn't a gnome a recommended item? Gnomes are so fairy tale-esque. I actually cannot believe it wasn't one of the recommended items, unless it was and I just missed it. That's an interesting one. These are quite nice and a very popular one. It seems like that people have done. So I'm unsurprised. Wow, that's a cool looking castle someone's made. I don't think that's in Happy in Paradise. Well, maybe it is in Happy in Paradise. That's wild. Anyway, a lot of people have done very cool things. It's basically the sort of long and short of that, I'm going to be honest. But yeah. I'm going to round off this episode here, I think. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Adam across New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares, I greatly appreciated. Join me Dear Darling Discord. Follow me on Twitter down below. Hope you see each other again. But for now, it's all farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.